A massive thank you to DD, Ricardo, Ross, Chris and AX for subscribing to the channel. If you want to be featured in these clips, make sure you subscribe down below.
Hello everyone and welcome back guys to round 7 of season 6 of the F1 2021 My Team Career Mode, where yesterday we're here back with another video. Of course, if you missed out on the one that went live a couple of days ago, back from Baku, I would highly recommend going back and checking out that there's a lot of backs in the start of this video. But yeah, a massive thank you as always though for all the continued support. You know, we've smashed through 38,000 subscribers now. We're making progress towards 39k. If you're not already, please do make sure you get yourself subscribed, of course, for more F1 2021 content. The real season begins very soon now, so I've got a couple of things in the works that you guys definitely want to see following on next week there. So yeah, if you're not already, now definitely want to get yourself subscribed. But yeah, like I said though, if you missed out on the last video in Baku, I would highly recommend going back and checking out. There will be spoilers in just a moment. That is your warning before we jump into this one. Still at the moment, that extra Ferrari upgrade though has come in clutch and pushed us ahead of Red Bull and Mercedes there. You can see on the progress history, just that tiny little upgrade has meant that Mercedes and Red Bull are still theoretically even there. And yeah, Ferrari and ourselves have just made that bit more progress towards the top. And then you can see just how far behind everyone has are as we head into Season 6. But championship-wise, we currently lead the way, 14 points ahead of our teammate Pierre Gasly there. Sergio Perez in third ahead of Max Verstappen there, and Yuki Tsunoda still somehow hanging on in there. I'm not too sure how he's doing it at this stage of the campaign, but he's remaining inside the title fight. 19 points the gap between us and Red Bull. Let's just wait and see then. Canada could theoretically be a good track for us, but you never know quite what Red Bull are hiding. Oh, it feels good to be back at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in the My Team series there. Of course, I've raced this track in the Williams RTG just a couple of weeks ago. If you missed out that video, yeah, definitely worth going back and giving it a watch. But yeah, Canada just, I don't know why it hasn't featured in the last couple of seasons, to be honest. It just never seems to have made the cut. And it's always been a track I've been a fan of as well on the F1 games and in real life. IMO, still top 5 track on the F1 calendar at the moment. Don't at me. Heading out of the final chicane, though, we're still in the green at the moment. Can we lift off and save the fuel? No, not quite. Still a green score, though. We don't need the R&D. And heading down in towards the final chicane, then on our tyre wear run, massively up in the purple and on the delta. Just keep it clean and tidy through the final chicane there. Attack the curbs, don't hit the wall of champions, which we've now earned our right to slap on F1 2021, but up towards the line, purple score. Let's get into quali.
The 2022 F1 season kicks off in just a couple of weeks' time, and now with all the car reveals out the way, we have got official merch drops from basically every F1 team. Available now, the Aston Martin 2022 range, as well as the all-new Williams pack, and then of course, the Mercedes 2022 range drop has also been released. I'm definitely going to be copping myself some George Russell merch as well. But yeah, links down below. There is merch available for every team, and of course, if you use the links, you massively help support the channel.
Well, here we are then, qualifying day at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and if ever Canada provides anything, it's a close qualifying session. So many teams seem to be on the money this weekend. You know, Red Bull and our car design philosophy of having a little bit more downforce kind of allows McLaren, Mercedes and Ferrari to really give us a run for our money this weekend, but we'll see if both teams have got a little bit more in the back pocket. I guess we're just all the power units are so developed nowadays. But yeah, really it does just come down to what sort of design philosophy, like I said, you've got, whether you're trying to run a bit lower downforce to suit tracks like this, or whether you're a bit more focused on the bigger picture, like Red Bull and ourselves are. You know, we are really the two teams still really battling it out for the championship. Mercedes just need a better driver lineup. They have more than got the car that is capable of it, as Lando Norris immediately slots down into the 106s. We're just going to do our banker lap on this set of mediums, as we're still actually up on Lando, closing in on Sergio Perez, who's also got on those medium tyres there. We should be able to get in quite a nice run, actually, from Checo as we head down in towards the final chicane, but fingers crossed he does jump out of the way. Come on, Sergio, you can't do this. You can't do this in towards the final chicane. That's our lap gone. Not happy with that. F1 codies, please. Don't let this be a thing on F1 2022. The red mist might have descended slightly on us at the end of that first run, but I think I've got every right to be annoyed with that one, as let's try and go then for a second attacking lap. This time around we're going to use the set of softs we used in Q1. Fingers crossed this should give us a ballpark figure of where we should be aiming. And here we go, purple sector 1, purple sector 2. So far this lap is definitely showing what we're going to be capable of here. We're going to lose a little bit of delta as we head in towards the final couple of turns, but certainly going to gain it all back as I attack the curbs through the final chicane. Oh, that time around we have hit the wall of champions up towards the line. It's still going to be a 106.2. Thank you very much, and if that sets the tone for everyone else, that's very much a, you know, come at me kind of lap. And there we go, then the end of Q2. Max Verstappen did go just that little bit faster there, so clearly Red Bull have still got a lot of pace in the car, down on a 106.1. We ended up P2 though, ahead of our teammate Pierre Gasly in P4. Don't think there were any major surprises out in Q2 there. I guess Daniel Ricciardo not making the cut is kind of a bit gutting for him. But Lando Norris up in P5 there as well. AlphaTauri have got a very quick car when they get it hooked up as well. Makes you wonder what Gasly could be doing in that AlphaTauri, because of course he is just rapid on this game. But yeah, let's get into Q3 then. Can we put this thing on pole? Trying to give ourselves a little bit of room behind the Ferrari just in front of us. Is a little bit deep in towards the final chicane. Luckily, huge run towards someone, and then not much of a run after the start-finish line. Let's try and go then for our first lap. Are we going to see anyone dip into the 105s? And could that person be us if we get this lap really nailed? Carlos Sainz currently provisional fastest on a 106.6. We should be able to go quicker than that. Sergio Perez now down into a 106.5. So times are definitely tumbling still early on in the session, breaking just after the 100 board. Chuck it in. Oh, big snap of oversteer. They're at the final corner, but shortest run back towards the line. Leclerc does a 106.3. We do a 106 flat as our first lap in Q3 there. There were definitely a couple of small errors on that one, but we did nail the final chicane. 105 though, if we get it hooked up, is doable. Come on then, final lap of qualifying here for the Canadian Grand Prix. Can we find any more time and really just show Red Bull what we're capable of this weekend? Try and get a good run at the final corner. Longest run towards the line gives you the best chance to build up some speed. And yeah, fingers crossed this lap we can really show what this car's capable of. Back in Canada for the first time in a couple of seasons, it feels good to return. Bit too much curve there, but we get away with it. Whoa! We're pushing. We're definitely pushing there. Nice little snap of oversteer, but we're still in the green. Let's get right up towards the wall on the exit as well. Gasly's gone faster. He's now up onto the front row alongside us, but we're still... Oh no, we've thrown it all away in towards the hairpin. Try and ride the throttle on the exit, and we're now half a tenth down as we head in towards the final chicane of the lap. Then we may as well go full send. I think it is still pole position for the Canadian Grand Prix, but can we find any more time? No! No, we couldn't. In a word there. Almost K-magged it out of the final corner, but it's still pole.
Okay, good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top three today. Mr. Monaco, Gasly and Sergio Perez. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
Well, there we go then. Pole position, first time this year we've put it on pole there, and a 1-2 for the team at the end of Saturday's running. Sergio Perez P3 ahead of Charles Leclerc, putting himself between the Red Bulls. Maybe Ferrari could sort of hamper them this weekend, as we just seem to have that little bit extra if one lap pace is going to be anything to go by there. Mercedes 7th and 9th at the end of qualifying. Yuki Tsunoda has got a mountain to climb, but Canada can often provide some carnage and some chaos. Let's move in here to the Canadian Grand Prix.
Hello and welcome to the Ile Notre Dame once again for what promises to be another incredible Canadian Grand Prix at a fiercely competitive circuit, where pole position can often be decided by less than a tenth of a second. If you want flat-out racing, you've come to the right place this weekend, as it's full throttle for 59% of this 2.7-mile circuit, peaking at around 210 miles per hour going into the final chicane. But that speed requires discipline, and there are more than a few close walls here just waiting to punish drivers with a heavy right foot. Alongside me once again for coverage of today's race, it's none other than the great Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Mr. Monaco. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Mr. Monaco lines up on pole position, and it's Pierre Gasly in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Sainz, Aitken, Norris, Tsunoda and Valtteri Bottas, Ricciardo, Joe, Callum Ilott and Giovinazzi, Lundgaard, Latifi, Lance Stroll and George Russell, Ocon, Mazepin, Mick Schumacher and Robert Schwartzman. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Right, well here we are then on the grid, ready for the Canadian Grand Prix, almost halfway through Season 6 of this My Team Career Mode, and so far it has been such a crazy and unpredictable season there. Soft, medium, soft, always the way to go here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. We're going to take a load of fuel out the car as well. Again, we just never need it, and I'm sure Jeff's going to moan at me as the day goes on. Near enough 5 laps it reckons we're going to be able to recover over the course of the day. Looks like it's going to get cloudy though as the afternoon goes on, so maybe some rain predicted after the race comes to a close. But yeah, starting on pole, we've got the inside in towards turn 1, but starts are never my strong point, so if we can somehow hold on to the lead here, that definitely deserves a subscription if you're not already. But ready on the grid then here for the Canadian Grand Prix, waiting on those 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go. Oh no! I thought we'd almost nail it there as we head down. We definitely haven't nailed that then off the start of the Canadian Grand Prix. That controversial contact between myself and Pierre Gasly there immediately spins us round at the start of this GP. Don't think we picked up any damage from it. We'll have to wait and see as we head through the first sector there, as Alpines and Haas cars already battling it out with each other. But controversy at the start here in Canada between myself and Pierre Gasly. Again, as always, we did not get the start we would have wanted, and we tried to keep the nose on the inside of our teammate, but PG10 having nothing of that as we went through the first corner there. How the team will look at that after the race, I'm not 100% sure just yet, but I'm sure, yeah, certainly wasn't Pierre Gasly's intention. But was it a day late and $1 short from myself, as Mick Schumacher, no idea why he's trying to defend from me, but he is, so we'll give him credit where it's due. But yeah, not the start we would have wanted then here in Canada. We have now got a mountain to climb as the day goes on today. Seems like Charles Leclerc, though, in his Ferrari had a good start ahead of both Red Bulls, as we're now going to fly around the outside of the Haas, but we've still got a fast car underneath us. It's not over until it's over here, as, yeah, Pierre Gasly leads the way at the end of lap 1, but we're now, yeah, going to have to try and pick our way through the slower cars, as immediately Mazepin just a little bit slower there, and you can see the pace advantage we've got, but not quite there. He says that, might be able to get a run on the exit of the corner. God, some of these AI are slow. Up the inside of Nikita we go, and up into P19. See Stroll and I think Giovinazzi battling it out just up the road. The Canadian, I'm sure, wants to do something magical in his home Grand Prix, but George Russell just behind him on a set of medium tyres, so he might be able to try and elevate himself up the running later on in the day. Gasly, new fastest lap, as are we going to be able to get close enough to George through the final chicane? Trying to put the power down as best as possible there. We've definitely got a lot more top-end speed. We were fastest through the speed trap all weekend long. We'll just slot up the inside of Russell. We're making up more moves there. Next up, Esteban Ocon. And here we go. Should be able to get a run on Esteban. Round the outside we look. Down the back straight. Way later on the brakes. Just about get it slowed down though and kept it between the white lines. Brave choice by Gio to go onto the hard compound tyres. I've never said they work around this circuit, but clearly Alfa Romeo worried about tyre wear to the outside of the Italian.
In danger of running out of fuel before the end of the race.
No, we're not,
Being
Jeff.
A little conservative with the remaining fuel, please.
Purple through the final sector though, so yeah, definitely haven't got any damage from that. It's both Alphas on the hards. They've definitely put all their eggs in one basket. It's now all over the back of Sir Lancelot. Again, he's trying to make progress early on in this race, but we're going to have to relegate him back into P16. It's almost into the back of Lundgaard there. Don't think he'll have any DRS though on Nicholas Latifi, who's further up the road. So this again should be a nice, easy, done deal on the young Danish driver there around the outside. Well, not Danish, sorry, Denmark, isn't he? It's from... that is Danish. What am I saying? I don't know. Anyway, Guan Yu Zhou and Nicholas Latifi side by side down in towards turn 1. Team already trying to recommend new strats as, yeah, Guan Yu Zhou on a set of hards. He should be nice and easy to pick off over the next couple of laps as Team 1 has gone back onto double mediums. I definitely do not want to do that. So look at this. Guan Yu Zhou. Oh, the Alpha Tauri man really struggling at the first sector there. You just can't ever heat up the hards around this circuit. That's why I tend just to not to use them, because you just gain so much time. Where it's such a short pit lane as well, you can make the time back up on the other tyres there as we thought about looking for a move. Should be able to get a run though down in towards the hairpin. Not if we do that. Really putting the power down though as we head out of the hairpin. And yeah, Guan Yu Zhou's already lost the DRS then, so thank you very much. We'll have P13 now. We've already overtaken one Canadian. Let's try and get past the other. A little bit of a gap ahead of Nicholas Latifi there, as I think all these hard runners kind of have set the rhythm outside of the top 10. So Callum Ilott, you can see up the road, in very much no man's land at the moment, but gaining on his teammate Nicholas Latifi to the out. Oh! Oh! What's Latifi doing there? He gave us the room on the outside and then suddenly decided no, that door was getting well and truly slammed. Well, I probably had, well, half my body in it. Never mind just me foot in the door to the outside, though, of the Canadian. Big brave send back into T1 there, and just so I get it slowed down. Not a fan of that.
Great manoeuvre. You made it look easy.
First couple of cars into the pits then, so we are now promoted back up inside the top 10. Gap to Callum Ilott, though, coming down rather rapidly. As we're still sitting mid-109s. Our Gasly in. A lot more cars into the pits then. I was tempted to box this lap, but I guess we're going to have to go one extra one in this GP. Intrigued to see where we come out relative to Pierre, to be honest. Has that mistake cost us a full pit stop? Especially now we've got to try and fight our way back through. I think it has, looking at it. Here, Gasly exiting out of the pit lane now. Might just be ahead of our teammate, but... oh, we are going to come out right alongside him. And almost contact again there between myself and Pierre. That one was just me sort of understeering out towards him. But Gasly has a full pit stop over me. And this could be a big opportunity for him to potentially take the championship lead today. We are going to box, though, at the end of lap 10 here. So going a little bit further than the team had originally anticipated. There is Daniel Ricciardo now going to take the lead in his McLaren as Pierre Gasly gets right behind Callum Ilott. Into the pits we go, though. Get it slowed down nice and tidily. And you can see, yeah, we should be out fairly close behind Callum Ilott here, but we're still going to be out behind this huge gaggle of cars that have stayed out longer in the opening stint there. Luckily, the team not opting to change the front wing. Come on, let's get on with it. 2.5 seconds isn't too bad. As, yeah, looks like a lot of people going on to mediums for this middle stint.
Speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Yeah, got to try and get the tyres working. Brake just as you head past a little bit on the pit wall there. But yeah, 2 seconds now behind Callum Ilott, as we've got a lot of cars that are all now on mixed up strategies. Ilott and George Russell side by side in towards the final chicane there. Is Callum Ilott going to be able to make the move work? Oh, they really trip over each other though, and look at this! 2 for the price of 1. I say thank you very much. Straight past George Russell. Not quite going to be able to get 2 for 1 actually there, as Ilott puts the power down. Big lock-up though from our fellow Brit in towards turn 1, and we'll try and look round the outside. Just about gives us the room as we head up the hill. They're still side by side with Callum Ilott. Neither of us willing to budge as Ilott sends it deep in towards the second chicane there. And we'll hold on to the position for now. But another DRS straight coming up, as you can just see how much more performance we've got in this car. Just how quickly we get all over his gearbox once more as we head out onto the back, straight to the inside of Callum Ilott, who tries to defend, but we make it very clear that position is ours for the taking. Team love the move as well, therefore so do I, and we push him outside the DRS range. Next up, Lundgaard again. Why on earth has Lundgaard pit on just lap 12 on those hard compound tyres there? He must have had some sort of issue, because that makes no sense at all. It's Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, there we go, fastest lap.
That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
I was going to say, Daniel Ricciardo's just re-emerged on a set of the mediums again, so he's double mediums at the start of this race.
We're seeing a gap form.
I'd hope so. We should be the fastest car on track if we just set fastest lap. Jeff, 6 IQ, I reckon. Tops. Oh, we got yellow flags out. Someone's going slowly in this Grand Prix. Who is it? As we, again, fastest? So I'm expecting that at the moment. It's Sergio Perez out of the Grand Prix there. So Sergio Perez has never had much reliability luck in this career mode, and he's out of the Canadian Grand Prix. Honda power units perhaps just being pushed a little bit too far. And yeah, Sergio Perez and Red Bull, I'm sure, gutted with that. Well, Sergio, yeah, at the moment, as we've now got a DRS failure. Lovely. Yeah, of course, Sergio leading the Red Bull charge currently at the moment after Max Verstappen's rough Azerbaijan Grand Prix. But Max here, surely, unless something catastrophic happens, going to reclaim top Red Bull priorities. Pretty much now at the halfway stage here in Canada, and we've closed up to this gaggle of 5 cars, both McLarens, both Mercedes, and the AlphaTauri of Lando Norris. Let's just wait and see if we can try and pick our way through this group, but of course, yeah, all of them bar Norris. Why have we not... Oh yeah, we haven't got DRS enabled, do we? We're going to struggle to pick our way through this group of cars then. But we are still the fastest car on track at the moment, as who on earth has knocked out the 100-metre board? That's not going to help us. All over the back of Daniel Ricciardo, but just nowhere for us to be able to get the run, as we almost went into the back of him down at the hairpin. Yeah, just really, really difficult at the moment without the DRS, because we sort of slowly start closing in. He opens that front wing flap and then just immediately romps off again, as we've got lapped cars now in the way. Down in towards the final chicane. How is this going to affect things? Just wait and see as we head. Oh, big snap of oversteer there at the final corner. Not too badly, actually, by the looks of it. It's Ricciardo. Really sort of forces Schwartzman down towards the wall there. It's Bottas now trying to defend from the pair of us. And the only real place we get to have a look is actually down in towards the hairpin, and that's only if we get a good run out of this chicane there, which is a little bit of a wobble this time, but we should be within range to try and send it on the Australian to the inside of Danny Rick. Oh, almost into the back of Valtteri Bottas there, and if ever there was a Ricciardo dive bomb, of course, we'd always put it off on Daniel Ricciardo himself there. Master of the late breakers, but he might just come straight back at me. So we head down the back straight now. I don't think the McLaren's got enough grunt underneath it to make that one work, but Bottas, he's lost the DRS to the cars in front, I think. So we might now be able to try and put a charge on the second McLaren. Now all over the back of Valtteri Bottas, a little bit further back. You know, if this was real life, we'd definitely send it on him as well. Mick Schumacher getting in the way of Lando Norris just up the road. Don't think that's going to mean that Bottas has got any DRS, though. How might Mick affect this little bit of a ding-dong going on between us there? No, he's just going to jump out of the way, I think, by the looks of it. With a bit of luck, Mick Schumacher. Oh, what's going on? Mick Schumacher. Bottas getting hesitant there as Bottas, I think, has peeled into the pit lane. Oh, it's all getting a little bit sketchy here. Ricciardo's now going to get the run on me as we head back down towards turn 1. And there's very little we can do against the Australian, except for try to outbrake him. He forces me right up over the white line. And now as we try and put the power down on the exit of the first couple of turns here, got to try and keep the nose there. Oh, this is brilliant racing, and just like with Callum Ilott, the car on the inside, able to park it through the second chicane there. That all got a little bit, you know, the ticker was definitely going up a little bit in that moment, but we live to fight another day. Up into P8, Lando Norris, next car at the road, is please, team, give us back our DRS. There we go, a load more cars peel into the pits at the end of lap 22. Of course, we're going to try and go onto a set of softs to the end, so we should be a little bit quicker later on in the day, but we're only going to stay out for another 2-3 laps at the absolute maximum. Yeah, back out through turn 1 and turn 2. See, once we're in clear air, we've got a lot more pace over a lot of people. It's just trying to get past them on the road There's a nice snap oversteer there.
Pierre is in for his stop.
Yeah, Gasly back into the pit lane again. So we're going to be interesting to see over this stint whether we've gained or lost much time to our teammate. Of course, last time round, we pretty much came out right alongside him. Where are we going to be this time in comparison to Pierre Gasly? He's still in the pit lane. I think we have made up a bit of time.
Be on the softs.
So we are definitely a little bit quicker than Gasly at the moment, and we definitely have got good race pace. And now he's going to come out actually quite a few seconds behind us. Also, we're going to box in a couple of laps, probably the end of the next one. Are we still going to be able to try and find some time?
Hitting this
that the
lap
team
then,
note?
come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Going to box at the end of this lap. Pretty much gain back all the fuel we need to in this GP, however. So yeah, let's just see where we're going to re-emerge once more then. Have we potentially got a bit of an undercut, or an overcut, sorry, I should say, on those McLarens and Mercedes there. DRS has now been re-enabled as well on the car, which is good, as there goes Gasly and Verstappen. Gasly's actually jumped Pierre. Verstappen's actually jumped Pierre in this race, so that's quite a surprise. So now the two former Red Bull duo are going to duke it out. Where are we going to re-emerge? Just behind the Mercedes. There goes Norris. There goes Bottas. But we should be mighty fast at the end of the Grand Prix. We haven't really lost anything. Haven't really gained anything either from all that. Still out in P9. I think Ricciardo's one of the only cars that still needs to box ahead of us all, and maybe a couple of others. But yeah, now we're going to have slightly quicker, slightly fresher rubber to the end, and a slightly quicker car. Fingers crossed we can just pick our way through these lower top 10 runners. Immediately getting a really nice run through the chicane. Might be able to have a look to the inside of Lando Norris in towards the hairpin, which we will. Get it slowed down, no lockups, no dramatics, and back up now into P8 of the Grand Prix. Of course, every position we gain is absolutely critical for our Drivers' Championship, as yeah, Max and Pierre going to make big gains there. As talking about big gains, Tsunoda's car just gets larger and larger in front of us. Tsunoda really struggling on those mediums. Oh, we thought about it. We really thought about it, but I could just see turn one of this Grand Prix all over again there, and we've made so much progress so far today to try and recover and move back up in towards the points. Might be able to do what we did to Lando, though, just a lap ago. I'm amazed the AI aren't trying to go a bit more defensive. However, Nikita Mazepin in the way, down the middle will go, though. Never try and give up in a Formula 1 race. Accidentally popping in neutral, but we do get the car slowed down through the middle of Nikita Mazepin and Yuki Tsunoda there. Not quite Ricciardo Zonta style, but as close as I think we're sensibly going to get on F1 2021 as Esteban Ocon now. He might have been the blue flag tamer one time round, but Ocon just sits in the way. Don't think Jack Aitken without any DRS is going to be too much to try and move past in this GP, but sort of eyeing up the Ferraris. 6 seconds up the road there. Maybe we can get close to them by the end of this one. To the inside of Jack Aitken we go. 3 laps, 3 sends down at the hairpin, and we'll say thank you very much as we went purple through Sector 1, green through Sector 2, and we're going to have some DRS as well. Maybe, just maybe, this lap can go fastest as, yeah, Sainz 5 seconds up the road. So there we go. New fastest lap, 1:07.1. We are flying late on in the day. Oh, 15 thousandths faster.
Keep this up.
I mean, yeah, if we can set consistent 1:07.1s to the end, I'd be pretty happy. As big kick of oversteer out of turn 1. That's how hard we're pushing at the moment. The gap to Sainz, though, down to 3. And now with just 4.5 laps to go here from Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, we're going to be all within the range of Carlos Sainz. Look how much we gain under braking there. This is why you want to try and get yourself on a set of softs to end this GP there. Low fuel, everything like that. This car absolutely comes alive. And gaining now on the Spaniard as we head down in towards the final chicane. He tries to go defensive, but we'll plant the car to the inside, get it slowed down.
Nice move.
And P4 is now ours here in the Canadian GP. Pierre and Max only 6 seconds up the road. Never say never in this one. 3 laps to go now inside the range of Charles Leclerc here in this Grand Prix. It's just gaining on the Ferrari. We need to try and get a run out of the final corner, which we almost, I think we have done so there. As back down towards turn 1 to the inside of Charles Leclerc. And we will now make the move work up into P3 of the Grand Prix there. Pierre and Max just 4 seconds now up the road with 3 laps. We might only just be able to do this if the tyres hang on. But we're going to have to push like crazy and hope that they battle with each other. Starting now the final lap of this Grand Prix. And look at that, Pierre Gasly to the outside of Max Verstappen. As we head down through turn 1 there, it looks like Verstappen slammed the door shut on our teammate this time around, but this is exactly what we need on the last lap here in the Canadian Grand Prix. We're gaining still on our teammate and the Red Bull, and somehow, as we head through this final lap, is there going to be any sort of opportunity? Are we going to find any sort of window to maybe move ourselves past one of these 2 cars there? We've got the DRS now. Surely Gasly has got to try and have a look down in towards the final chicane on Max Verstappen there, as you can see just how hard we're pushing still on this dying set now of the soft compound tyres. Has Max Verstappen just about done enough in this Grand Prix? Look how much we gain in the braking zones. Is Pierre going to be able to get a run down in towards the final chicane? He's dropped back slightly from Max Verstappen here. He's going to need absolutely all the battery in the world, but I don't think Pierre's got enough. I think he might just have to sit behind, and Max Verstappen might only just hang on for victory here in the Canadian Grand Prix, but 6/10 separate the top 3 at the flag.
Yes, that's a podium. Excellent drive. The team have worked especially hard this weekend, and this is a fantastic reward.
So as they climb out of the car, the Red Bull team are ready and waiting to celebrate a thoroughly well-deserved win. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
I have to give it to Mr. Monaco. They pushed and found some fantastic performance. It was just a pleasure to watch.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. The current leaders continue to extend their lead at the top. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
Well, there we are then, guys, the end of the Canadian Grand Prix, and although the final race results might not tell the full picture, what a race it's been here on our return to Montreal there. Max Verstappen takes home the win by just 1/4 of a second over our teammate Pierre Gasly there, and 1/2 a second over ourselves when all is said and done. We took fastest lap, and to be honest, pretty good damage limitation after you consider what happened at the start there. Leclerc and Sainz 4th and 5th ahead of both Mercedes, Lando Norris, then both McLarens rounding out your top 10. Then you can see further down the order, just Sergio Perez not making it to the checkered flag there. Does mean championship-wise, the gap at the top does come down now. 8 points between myself and Max Verstappen back up into P2 there. Gasly still just 12 points back ahead of Sergio, who's, yeah, just drops a little bit away from this championship battle. That good result for Charles Leclerc means he re-jumps his teammate Sainz as well in that little yo-yo battle going on there. Constructors-wise, 28 points the gap opens up to, so Max Verstappen, yeah, desperately needed that win to keep Red Bull's hunt alive in the championship as well there. But what a race that was. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like and get yourself subscribed. We'll be back very, very soon. I can't believe we're now pretty much halfway through Season 6 of the Mighty in Career Mode. But like I said at the start, plenty of exciting things coming up over the next couple of weeks. Thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, we'll be back very, very soon with more F1 2021 content.
None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.